Students watching and boys and girls in our classroom, we're ready to begin our arithmetic lesson. Let's begin by standing and we'll sing our song, Visit the Animals That Live in the Zoo. We'll visit the animals that live in the zoo. Zebra, gorilla, giraffe, kangaroo, elephant and monkey, alligator, bear, lion and tiger and yak will be there. Antelope and buffalo, panda, bear too. God made all the animals that live in the zoo. That song is sounding great. Now stay standing because I want us to look at our counting chart. And I want to see how many of us are super duper counters. Is that you students watching? Boys and girls in this classroom? Are you super duper counters? Let's do this. We're going to begin at the number 1, but watch my hand. When I go like this, that means stop. This is my girl's hand, this is my boy's hand, this is everyone. Here we go. Let's begin with the number 1 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8,
9, 10, 11, 12.
13, 14.
Stop. Good job. Everyone stand up. Now let's begin with this number right here, which is what number, girls watching? And what number do you see, Victoria?
40.
41.
1.
Let's start at 41 together. 41, 42,
43, 44,
45, 46, 47,
48, 49,
50, 51.
52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
Good eyes. Have a seat. Now we're ready to start with this number. I'm going to walk all the way to the end of my chart. Boys watching, tell me the number we'll begin with and check their answer, Titus.
70.
70 is it? Why don't we have boys and boys watching stand up? Boys and boys watching, we'll have you start at 70. Good, Kobe's ready to go. Start at 70. 70, 71,
72, 73,
74,
75, 76, 77, 78, 79,
80, 81,
82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87,
88, 89, 90, 91,
92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99,
100. Nice job. You can have a seat and good chair check position. Now I want you to take a moment and I want you to look behind me on my chalkboard because I have something very important I want us to look at. Beginning in this lesson, we are going to start to learn combination families. And these combinations are going to be important because these combinations are going to help us as we're learning our arithmetic facts. Now, I want you to look really carefully right here at these two combinations. These two combinations are called the one addition family. And the reason they're called the one addition family is their sum or their answer, both of the answers are the number 1. So we say they're the one addition family. Right over here, these three combinations, they're called the two addition family. Students watching, do you see why it's called the two addition family? And I see a lot of smiles in here. Savvy, why is this called the two addition family?
Because there's a lot of 2's in it.
Our sum, our answer for all of these combinations is going to be 2. All right, got a challenge question for these 4 combinations. What family do those 4 combinations belong to? Aslan already knows. What is it, Aslan?
3.
That's it, the 3 addition family. Why do we say this is the 3 addition family, Victoria?
Because it has 3.
That's it. Our sum, our answer is 3 for each of these combinations. Well, what about this big family? Students watching, what family do those combinations belong to? I see so many smiles in here. Help them out. Aria, what's this family?
The 4's family.
That's right. And how come Aria knew it was the 4 family, Ava?
Because there are only 4.
Well, that's right. Our sum, our answer is 4 for the 4 addition family. This family has a name. What name does this family have? Emery, good smile, Victoria. Yes, the 5 addition family. Why do we call this the 5 addition family, Kobe?
Because there's a lot of 5.
Our answers, our sum for all of these combinations is going to be 5. All right, students watching and boys and girls in this classroom, are you ready for a big announcement? Sit up straight and tall, and I'm going to tell you what my big announcement is. In this lesson, I am going to teach you the 1 addition, the 2 addition, the 3 addition, the 4 addition, and the 5 addition family, all of those combinations. Now you might be saying to yourself, Miss Howe, that seems like so much work. We don't have enough time. I have other things I have to do. But students watching, I think you see what the boys and girls in this classroom have seen already. We already know a lot of these combinations. Let's go through and let's look for just a moment at some of the combinations we already know. Let's look at this combination right here. I'm adding what number, Benjamin?
0.
And when I add 0, what does the number do? It stays the
Same.
That's it. So if I add 0 to a number, it stays the same. Already know the 1 addition family. So look at this combination. What am I adding here, Victoria?
0.
And we already know it because it stays the
Same.
It stays the same. Here's 0 plus 2, and it's twin 2 plus 0. Oh, but what about this combination? What am I adding right here, Trey? Nice smile.
What?
I am. And when I add 1, I just go to the
2.
I go to the next number. You're right. I started with 1, so I go to the next number 2. So we already know the 2 addition family. Oh, what am I adding right here, Aslan?
9.
None. And students watching, what does that mean when I add 0 or none? And what does it mean, Aslan?
You're adding nothing.
So it stays the
Same.
That's it. We know 0 plus 3, and we know it's combination twin 3 plus 0. What am I adding in this combination, Benjamin? Nice smile, Titus. Benjamin? What am I adding?
2.
I'm adding 2, but I'm also adding the number.
1.
And when I add 1, I just do what?
Go to the next number.
I go to the next number, so I know 1 plus 2, and I know it's combination twin 2 plus 1. Look at that. I already know the 3 addition family, so 1, 2, 3, we already know those combinations. So let's come over to the 4 addition family. Tell me a combination from the 4 addition family that you already know, boys watching. I heard it, Victoria. What's a combination you already know? Think about what we've been learning.
I know the 1 and the 3.
That's right. She knows the 1 and the 3 because when we add 1, we just do what, Tanner? Good thinking.
Go to 1 more.
That's right. We go to the next number, so we know 1 plus 3. We know 3 plus 1. I see another set of combinations we already know. Girls watching, why don't you say it? That's it. And Aria, what other combinations do we already know? Well, we're not looking at our 5s right now. Aria, why don't you keep looking at combinations? And why don't we have Titus tell us from our 4 family our other set of combinations we already know. I'm going to add this number. That's it. Yes, when I add 0, my number does what, Titus? It stays the?
It stays the same.
That's right. That's right. It stays the same because I add nothing, so I know 0 plus 4. I know 4 plus 0. Okay. Are you ready for another big announcement? Students watching, are you ready? Here we go. I just found one combination we have to learn in this lesson. Are you ready? Do you think we can learn one combination? Here's the one that we have to learn. We'll come back to it in just a moment to learn it, but Ava, could you tell us this combination that we have to learn?
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Do you think we're up to the job of learning that combination, Ava? I think so too. We'll come back to it in just a moment. First, let's look at our 5s. We already know a lot of these combinations. Tell me another combination that we already know. Emery, look in our 5s. What do we already know?
1 plus 4 equals 5.
He's it because when I add 1, I go to the?
Next one.
That's it. So I know 1 plus 4. I know 4 plus 1. I see another set of combinations. Whew, we already know it. Tell me that next set, Kobe.
2 plus
Oh, I don't know that we know that one yet, Kobe. We know our 1s and our 4 plus 1 and 1 plus 4. What else do you see that we know?
0 plus 5.
Why do we know that? What happens when we add 0 to a number, Kobe?
It stays the same.
That's it. So we know 0 plus 5. We know 5 plus 0. All right, big announcement. We need to learn this combination. Remind me of this one again, Victoria.
I didn't do it.
Victoria, what's our combination? Remind me. Tell me what it is.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Okay, so there's 1. Are you ready? 2, 3 combinations, and we have a couple of minutes to learn them. Do you think we can do it? I think so. Why don't we get started by, first of all, looking at this combination. Trey, tell me the next combination we need to memorize or learn.
2 plus 3 equals 5.
Good for you. And it's combination twin, Aslan.
3 plus 2 equals 5.
Do you think we can learn 3 combinations? She says we can. What do you think, students watching? Yes, I see lots of heads nodding. Now let's do this. Go ahead and get those counters close to where you are, and let's show combinations, some we already know and some that we need to learn together. So right now we're working with our family, which family? Titus, remind us again.
The one family.
That's it, and he knew it because what are our answers, Titus?
1.
That's it. Now let's look inside of our zoo. How many animals are inside of my zoo, students watching? And how many animals are inside of my zoo, Benjamin?
0.
Plus, how many outside?
1.
Equals, what is the total number of animals?
1.
That's it. Show me 0 plus 1 equals 1 using a counter. Yes, so 0 in one hand and 1 in the other hand. Now, let's show its combination twin. And to show its combination twin, Aslan, come up really fast. Let's get our zebra inside of the zoo, and we'll see the twin for this combination. She's getting them there. All right, our zebra's inside of the zoo. Aslan, how many zebras are in the zoo?
1.
How many are outside of the zoo?
0.
And 1 plus 0 equals how many total animals?
1.
That's it. So we know that 1 plus 0 is 1 and 0 plus 1 is 1. Thanks, you can have a seat. Now we're ready to show our next family. What is the next family that we're going to memorize, students watching? And what family are we working on now, Aria?
2.
That's it, the 2 addition family. How did she know it was the 2 addition family, Benjamin?
Because it has 2s.
That's it, our sums are our answer are 2s. Well, let's look inside of our zoo. This is the first combination I want us to show. How many animals are in my zoo right now, students watching? And Benjamin, how many in my zoo?
0.
How many are outside of my zoo?
2.
And 0 plus 2 equals all of the animals, which is?
2.
You're right, Benjamin. Come move 1 bear inside. So what does 0 plus 2 equal, students watching? And what is 0 plus 2, Emery?
2.
Good, show those with your counters, and now we're on to our next combination. Now let's see this one. How many animals are inside of the zoo, Ava?
1.
How many are outside, Ava?
1.
So our combination is 1 plus 1. Have 1 counter in one hand and 1 counter in the other hand. And 1 plus 1 equals, Ava?
2.
It does equal 2. Come move our last bear inside of the zoo, Ava. While she's doing that, let's think about our next combination. How many bears do we have in the zoo right now, Emery?
2.
That's it, we have 2. How many are outside? Thanks, Ava. Emery?
0.
0. So 2 plus 0 equals how many bears do we have?
2.
That's it. And we already showed that 0 plus 2 equals 2. Now let's show that 2 have 2 counters in this hand. Plus 0 equals what number again, students watching? And what number do we have? What's our answer? Aria? How many counters are in your hand all together?
2.
2 is it. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Now we're ready to learn this next family. We're moving quickly. Aren't you glad we've been working on these combinations for so long? What is our next family we'll work on, Kobe?
The 3.
And how did Kobe know it was the 3s, boys watching? And how did he know this was the 3 addition family, Trey?
Because if you have a 0 and you have 3, then it's just 3.
It is. The answer is 3, and we'll see all of our sums are 3 for the 3 addition family. I'm ready for Victoria to help me with our first addition combination. How many giraffes are in my zoo, Victoria?
0.
0. How many are outside of my zoo?
3.
All right, so 0 plus 3 equals how many giraffes do I have?
Free.
I do. Come move a giraffe while she does that. Savvy, come up quickly. And let's show our students watching that combination so they can check their counters. So Savvy, come stand right here. Face our students watching. How many counters in this hand, Savvy?
0.
How many in this hand?
3.
And 0 plus 3 equals how many counters?
3.
That's it. Good for you. When I add 0 to a number, it stays the same. Ready for our next combination. Tanner, how many giraffes in the zoo? Louder.
1.
How many outside of the zoo?
2.
1 plus 2 equals, Tanner.
3.
You're right. Show with your counters the combination 1 plus 2 equals 3. Tanner, come move a giraffe up to the front. I see it. Benjamin, coming up to the front and show our students watching that combination. I like that smile. We'll start on this side with Benjamin. We have 1 plus 2 equals how many counters, Benjamin?
3.
Check your counters. Do they look the same as Benjamin's? Good job. You can have a seat. And let's check our next combination. How many giraffes are in the zoo? Aslan.
2.
How many outside?
1.
2 plus 1 equals?
3.
Now let's show that combination twin. All you have to do is switch those counters. Go ahead and bring a giraffe into our zoo. Nice. Victoria, come up to the front. Share with our students watching. Our new combination, it's just a combination double. We have 2 plus 1 equals how many, Victoria?
3.
That's it, because we go to the next number. Good job, Victoria. And now we're ready to check. Thanks, Aslan. You can have a seat. Students watching, share with me the combination you see with these giraffes in the zoo. And check their answer for us. Trey, how many giraffes in the zoo?
3.
Plus
0.
equals?
3.
That's it. Show with your counters. 3 plus 0 equals 3. I see them. Show its combination twin now. There you go. 0 plus 3 equals 3. It's the same sum, the same answer. Now let's move to our next combination family. And what family did we just move to, Savvy?
The 4 addition.
How did you know it was the 4 addition family?
Because there's so many 4.
That's right. The sum or the answers are 4s. What is my first combination that my zoo picture shows me, Ava?
0.
Plus
4.
equals?
4.
That's it. Move a hippo in, and while she does that, come up to the front really fast for me, Aria, and let's show with our counters the combination 0 plus 4, and then we'll come up with our equals. Got it? Here we go. Show our students watching. Give a nice smile. Now careful, is this 0? Check it one more time. Where does that guy need to go? We want 0 plus 4. That's it. And 0 plus 4 equals what, Aria?
4.
It does equal 4. Good job. You can go back to your seat, and we're ready for our next combination on our screen. Tell me this combination, Kobe.
1.
Plus
3.
equals?
4.
Nice work. What does 1 plus 3 equal, girls watching? And what does 1 plus 3 equal, Emery?
4.
It does equal 4. Now I'm going to go to our next combination. You show this combination on your counters. Good job, Savvy. That was fast. Savvy, tell me the combination.
2
Plus
2 more is 2.
Oh, careful. We want to count all of the hippos. 2 plus 2 equals?
4.
Say it again.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
And that's our first combination we needed to memorize. Check your counters. Do you have 2 in one hand, 2 in the other hand, and 2 plus 2 equals, Savvy?
4.
It does equal 4. Now we're ready for our next combination. How many animals are in my zoo right now, Benjamin? Good.
3.
Plus
1.
equals?
4.
Yes, because when I add 1, I do what, Aslan?
Add 1 more.
I go to the next number. That means I add 1. Let's do our last 4 combination. Trey, tell me our new 4 combination.
4.
Plus
0.
equals?
4.
What happens when I add 0 to a number, Emery?
It doesn't change.
It's right, it stays the same. Now, we got our 1 combination to memorize in the 4 family, but this is the big family. Tell us the next family that we need to learn combinations in, girls watching. And what family is coming up next, Victoria?
5.
How did you know it was the 5s?
Because there's a lot of 5.
The sum, the answers are 5. This has 2 combinations for us to learn. Do you think we can learn them really quickly? Why don't we start out with Savvy? Savvy, tell me, how many tigers are in the zoo?
0.
How many are outside of the zoo?
Plus 5.
Equals?
5.
That's it, because when I add 0 to the number, it stays the same. Move a tiger into the zoo. While she does that, I want Ava to come up really quickly, and Ava's going to share her counters. Remember, we want to do our counters right along to check our answers. How many in this hand, Ava?
0.
In this hand?
5.
And 0 plus 5 equals?
5.
Why don't you show its combination twins? Do the same. What is our combination twin, Ava?
0.
Plus
5.
equals?
5.
That's it. Nothing changes. The answer stays the same. Just our add-ins, the numbers we're adding. Good job, Ava. Now let's look at this next combination. Titus is ready to answer. Titus, what is our new 5 combination?
1 plus 4 equals 5.
Good, and Titus was even ready with his counters, but Titus, I'm going to ask you to show us our next combination. And, oh, students watching, did you do 1 plus 4 equals 5? What is the combination twin for 1 plus 4 equals 5, Benjamin? Good job. So look across, and what's the combination twin?
4 plus 1 equals 5.
Excellent work, but now we're into some real work. You ready? Titus just put our next combination up, and this is one we have to memorize. So why don't we show it first with our counters? Because we want to make sure that we're learning these combinations, we're memorizing them. We want to know them. Trey, I want to see those counters looking just like my zoo picture. Good, Savvy's getting it ready. Titus is already ready. Almost got it. Just check how many are outside of the zoo. All right, we're ready now to come up with our next combination. Tell me what you see on our screen. Aria, how many in the zoo?
2.
Plus, how many outside of the zoo?
3.
Equals how many tigers?
5.
So 2 plus 3 equals?
5.
Nice job. Now let's do something. Let's do its combination twin. I'll move the tiger into the zoo and tell me the combination twin, which we also want to memorize. Girls watching, tell this combination twin along with Victoria. Victoria, how many in the zoo?
3
Plus
2
equals
5.
It does equal 5. Good job, girls watching in Victoria. Now, 2 more combinations we want to see. Let's go to this combination. Kobe, how many in the zoo?
4
Plus
1
equals?
5.
You got it, because when I add 1 to the number, what do I do, students watching? And what happens when I add 1 to a number, Emery? I just go to
Next number.
the next number is it. 1 more combination to show. Are you ready to show it already? You have it? Is it on your counter? Okay. Tell me about this combination. Good, I see it. Savvy, I want to see it. That's it. Good. Tanner, tell me about this combination.
5 plus 0 equals 5.
Good job. Tanner, bring your counters up to the front and let's check with his counters. Students watching, you check as well. Now, Tanner, how many counters do you have in this hand?
1.
Careful. How many do you have?
5.
Plus, how many in this hand?
1.
Oh, careful. There's our 5. So hold it in one hand. They're starting to slip away. That happens sometimes. Why don't you just scoop them in one scoop, Tanner? Good job. Okay, so how many here?
5.
Plus equals. Let's see its combination twin. Move it just like that. Students watching, boys and girls in the classroom, do the same. Good. So now we have how many?
0.
Plus equals 5, is it? Good job. You can have a seat. Go ahead and take those counters. Gather them in one scoop and just slip them away from you so that we are ready to continue on to look at something a little bit different. Let's look for just a moment at the combinations that we need to memorize. And we want to look at them on our dot card so that we can see why our answer is what it is. We want to memorize these and know them, but we can also see them. Aria, why don't you and the girls watching tell me this combination that you see? I like those eyes from Victoria.
2
Plus
2
equals,
4.
that's it. What does 2 plus 2 equal, boys watching? And what does 2 plus 2 equal, Benjamin?
4.
It does. We can count our dots to find the answer. Now let's take a moment and I just switched the order. Did my combination change, Aslan?
No.
No, it didn't, because this is a double. A double means my add-ins, the numbers being added together, are exactly the same, so I don't have a new combination. Well, this is our next set of combinations we needed to memorize. Savvy, you stand up. Boys watching, answer with Savvy.
2 plus 3 equals 4.
Oh, count those dots carefully.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Oh, let's count again. 1.
2, 3, 4, 5.
What is 2 plus 3, Savvy?
5.
It is 5. What is 2 plus 3, students watching? And what is 2 plus 3, Tanner?
5.
It is 5. Now let's look at its combination twin. Trey, you be ready to answer this one.
3
Plus,
plus 2 equals 5.
you're right, my answer stays the same, only the order of my dots change. In fact, let's take just a moment and let's look over here on our board. And Victoria saw this already. She noticed our twins with our giraffes. And that's what our dot cards are. When we have different sets of dots on each side, all we do is switch it, but the answer, the sum stays the same. So why don't we have Victoria, since you noticed this, tell us this combination again. How many blue dots, Victoria?
5.
5's my sum, but how many blue dots, Victoria?
3
Plus,
plus 2 equals 5.
you're right. Emery, give the combination twin.
5.
Oh, that's the answer. Give the whole combination.
2 plus 3 equals 5.
You did it. Now let's go over here and help me with this combination dot card, Aria. Good eyes, Tanner.
1 plus 2 equals 3.
Good for you. And its combination twin, Aslan. Might as well have a twin give it.
2 plus 1 equals 3.
Nice. Now, these are twins because it has a different number of dots on each side. But let's come back over here and let's remember what a double is. Kobe's already thinking about these doubles. A double means that you have the same number on both sides. So let's start with this double here. Emery, remind me of this double.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Good for you. And we know it doesn't change because I have the same number of dots. Let's try a different double together. What is 1 plus 1, students watching? And help us with that answer, Ava.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Good. Let's go to another one. What is 3 plus 3? That's a challenge one. We haven't talked about it. You know that one, Titus?
6.
That's right. Let's do one more double. What is 4 plus 4, girls watching? And check their answer. Tanner, what's 4 plus 4? 8 is exactly right. Good thinking. Now, before we go on, let's see if we can take a little bit of time and let's go over some of the combinations we've been working on together. Students watching, you answer these combinations right along with those in the classroom. Benjamin,
5 plus 0.
just give me the sum. Just give me the answer.
5.
Good job. Go to this one right here. Oh, I see a new combination, and Ava smiled right away. Ava.
5.
5 is the correct answer. Let's go to this one here. Help me with this, Victoria.
5.
That's correct. I go to the next number when I add 1. How about this combination? Ooh, did you get it, students watching? And give us the answer for this one, Tanner.
5.
That was one of our ones to memorize. 2 plus 3 equals 5. This one, Emery.
5.
Good job. Aslan.
4.
Super. Aria.
4.
That's it. That was another one to memorize. Help me with this one, Trey.
4.
4 is the right answer. Now we're ready to go back over to our board and let's see if we can do some work with combination dot cards. Let's write the combination that this dot card shows us. Begin with the red dots. How many red dots do you see, students watching? And check their answer, Aslan.
5.
That's it. There are 5 red dots, so I'll begin by writing the number 5. Then we'll say plus. How many blue dots do we have, Victoria?
0.
0, so I'll write 0, and 5 plus 0 equals, how many dots are on the whole card, Kobe?
5.
5 is it? What does 5 plus 0 equal, Kobe?
5.
Yes, 5 plus 0 equals 5. Now we want to see its combination twin. So we'll start with the blue dots. How many blue dots, Benjamin?
0.
Plus, how many red dots, Savvy?
5.
Equals, how many dots all together, Trey? 0 plus 5 equals?
5.
It does. My answer stayed the same, only the dots changed their place. Well, let's do this combination. Help me out with this one right here. Why don't we have Ava tell me, how many red dots do you see?
1.
1 is correct. How many blue dots, boys watching? And check their answer, Titus.
4.
1 plus 4 equals, Titus.
5.
5 is the correct answer. Now let's see if we can do its combination twin. Let's have Tanner help me with its combination twin. Students watching, answer with Tanner.
4.
Little louder.
4 plus 1 equals 5.
It does equal 5. Good work, Tanner. And we can see the only thing that changed were where our dots were. Our sum, our answer stays the same. Now let's look over here on our board and let's look at some numbers. We want to write these numbers nicely and neatly. Victoria, as we're looking this direction, tell me the number that you see.
9.
9. Look how we make the number 9. We'll start right below the ceiling. We'll curve down to the dotted line, retrace, and a nice stick down to the carpet. Get your pointer finger ready. Students watching, join me as we trace this number. We'll make a nice oval to the dotted line, back where we started, and a stick right down to the carpet. Here's our next number we want to remember. Savvy, tell us the number you see in green.
3.
It is 3. Remember, 3 has a lot of curves. We'll curve to the dotted line, curve to the pink carpet, then curve to the downstairs midline. Pointer fingers ready? Students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, let's trace this 3. Curve to the ceiling, curve to the dotted line, curve to the pink carpet, then curve to the downstairs midline. Ready for Aria to tell us our next number we'll remember.
2.
It's the number 2. Lots of curves with 2. Up to the ceiling, down to the pink carpet, little curl, and stop. Have your pointer finger ready. Let's do our number 2. You do it in the air. Curl, down to the pink carpet, a little curl, and then stop. Prepare for writing. Get yourselves close to your workstation. And how about your arithmetic paper? We'll be ready to check our answers. Good, Benjamin's ready already. Students watching are ready with that arithmetic paper. Our directions at number 1 said we needed to write the number that is 1 more. Look at your first number 3. What number is 1 more than 3, Emery?
4.
That's it. Go down underneath it. What number is 1 more than 1, students watching? And what is 1 more than 1, Trey? So if I start at 1 and I add 1, 1 plus 1 equals?
2.
It does. 1 more than 1 is 2. Let's go down to number 2. And Benjamin, start with 0 and count to 10. Students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, check with your finger while he counts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Great job checking, Tanner, Aslan, and Emery. Now we'll go down to number 3. Let's go to our sum with the emus. Those are the big birds. Victoria, tell us the emu combination. So make sure you're on the front, Victoria. We're checking our answers we already did. Good.
2.
1 plus 1 equals
2.
That's correct. Turn your paper to the back and have your pencil in your hand. Make sure you're close to your workstation and we're ready to work. We're going to begin with number 1. Number 1 says to trace the numbers and finish the rows. Let's begin with our first row with 9. Carefully trace 9 and neatly write that row. So right at the top, Savvy. Right here. There you go. That's it. Benjamin, remember, it's a paperweight, not a headrest. Nice, Tanner. Good size. Let's go to our next row and let's trace the number 3 and carefully write. That looks really pretty, Ava. Good, Benjamin. Nice, that's my favorite so far. Savvy, these look good. I'm going to tuck you in just a little bit. Let's go on to the number 3. Good job. I like this one the best. Good, nice and neat. Just be careful about little bubbles, but that one looks wonderful. Let's finish up with our last number 2. Don't go so quickly that you're not being neat. Let's try that one again, and let's try that one again. Touch every line. Good, Titus. Really nice and neat. Nice work. This looks great, Aria. Careful touching. Good girl. Oh, I love it, Trey. What pleasing work. You take your time, think of our Bible verse, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do. Now let's go down to number 2. Number 2 says to circle the number that is greater. What does greater mean, Victoria?
Means big.
It does. It means the bigger number. So, Victoria, go to our first orange oval and tell us the 2 numbers that you see.
7 and 9.
Which one is the bigger number?
9.
So, circle 9. Now, let's go to our green oval. Aslan, give us those 2 numbers.
6 and 8.
What should I circle?
8.
Why?
Because it's the greater number.
It's greater, it's bigger. So circle 8, then do the last orange oval by yourself. Students watching, you be ready to tell me the greater number. And students watching, what is the greater number? And check their answer, Aria.
5.
Why did you choose 5?
Because it was the bigger number.
That's right, so 5 should be our circled number. Now let's go to number 3. Number 3 says we need to count and write how many. Let's start first of all with those big tough rhinoceroses. How many of those do we have? Kobe, how many do you see?
7.
Write 7 in that first box. There you go, Savvy. Now let's go to those antelopes. How many antelopes do you see, Benjamin?
4.
4 is it, right? 4 in your next box. Now let's go to the jaguars. Do that one by yourself. How many jaguars are there, Tanner?
5.
And finish up with those gorillas. How many gorillas do you see? Write your answer. And Savvy, go down to the very bottom and tell me, how many gorillas do you see?
3.
That's it, right? 3 in that last box. Now we're ready for number 4. We're going to write the addition facts looking at these combination dot cards. They did the first one for us, but tell us the combination they wrote, Ava.
1 plus 3 equals 4.
There's 1 red dot plus 3 blue dots equals a total of 4 dots. Let's go to the second combination dot card. How many red dots, Emery?
2.
Write 2 and then write your plus sign. How many blue dots are there, Emery?
2.
That's it, write 2 next to the plus sign and now write your equal sign. And 2 plus 2 equals, students watching, and check their answer, Emery.
3.
Not 3, check one more time. Count up all those dots.
4.
That's right, 2 plus 2 equals, Emery?
4.
It does. Students watching, you finish up this paper with your on-site teacher.